My parents tried to give my inheritance to their favorite daughter, but my grandparents had a surprising twist in store. I'm 28. My sister Amy, 25, has been the golden child our entire lives. When I was 5, I got a store-bought cake for my birthday. Amy, at 2, got professional face painters, a bouncy castle, and a petting zoo. At 10, I saved months of allowance for a bike. When Amy saw it, she threw a fit. My parents bought her an even nicer one that same day. In 4th grade, I landed the lead in the school play. I practiced for weeks. My parents showed up an hour late, missing my big scene. They were consoling Amy over a stomachache. She was fine. They just lost track of time. I joined the math club, got straight A's, won first place at a regional science fair. Barely noticed. When Amy got a B+ in her weakest subject, they threw a celebratory dinner and bought her a new phone. In high school, I kept a 4.0 GPA, edited the school newspaper, captained the debate team. Amy barely maintained a C average. Junior year, I was chosen for a prestigious Harvard summer program. When I told them at dinner, my dad grunted and changed the subject to Amy's dance recital. The day I left for Harvard was the night of Amy's concert. My parents couldn't drive me to the airport. I asked a friend's parents for a ride. When I got into multiple elite colleges with a full scholarship, my dad said, "Don't let it go to your head. Just remember us when you're off becoming a big shot." When Amy barely passed high school and skipped college, they praised her for knowing herself. They bought her a car as a graduation gift. By 27, I had a finance job and bought my own house. My parents never said they were proud. Then my grandfather died. He left $500,000 to me, split equally among all grandchildren. It would pay off my loans, let me invest, maybe start my own business. When the will was read, my parents went pale. Later, they pulled me aside. "It's unfair you got an equal share," my mom said. "Amy needs it more." I stayed calm. "Grandpa made this decision. You have no say." They exploded, called me selfish, ungrateful. My dad listed every bare minimum thing they'd done. Buying school supplies, paying for braces, letting me live at home during college. He forgot the car they bought Amy, the shopping sprees, the fact they still support her at 25. Then it got worse. As executor, my dad announced he'd reinterpret Grandpa's intentions and give my entire inheritance to Amy. Grandpa would have wanted this if he'd known, he said. I called my grandmother. She was furious. "Your parents asked your grandfather to leave everything to Amy years ago. He refused. He believed all grandchildren should be treated equally." Then she dropped the bomb. He even included a clause. Anyone challenging the distribution would lose their share entirely. I confronted my parents. They were stunned, I knew. My grandmother contacted her attorney and my dad's siblings. They stopped my dad's scheme and ensured the will was executed as written. My dad was removed as executor for attempted fraud. My parents threatened to cut me off completely. "If you accept that money," my dad said, "you're not welcome here." A month later at a family gathering, my parents showed up unannounced and started a scene. They yelled about how I'd stolen from Amy. My dad got in my face screaming. My mom threw a photo album at my feet. It took several relatives to get them to leave. That's when my grandmother stood up. "My husband was so proud of this young man," she said, voice steady. "He wanted all his grandchildren to have equal opportunities, not just one." Then she pulled out something that silenced the room. Grandpa had kept a scrapbook of my accomplishments, newspaper clippings, college acceptance letters, even the program from that school play my parents had been late to. The whole family saw the pattern of neglect. Then Amy approached me privately. "I'm sorry," she said. "After talking to Grandma, I realized what they did was wrong. Being the favorite wasn't great. They never let me grow." She told me she was using her inheritance to pay for college, to finally build her own life. "Watching you stand up for yourself inspired me." My mom eventually started therapy and began understanding the damage she'd caused. She's making hesitant attempts at reconciliation. My dad refuses to admit wrongdoing. He won't be in the same room as me. I used my inheritance to pay off my loans and fund therapy for Amy and myself. 6 months later, Amy texted me a photo of her college acceptance letter. Sometimes the family you choose is more supportive than the one you're born into.